I have with me three gaming mice. They're all ergonomic. I'm gonna talk about the good and bad and which one is right for you. So the first one is the Razer Deathadder V3. This is the latest iteration. This is the hyperspeed version. And the next one is the Xlite V3 from Pulsar. This is the eSport edition. And the last one, surprisingly, is the kerisIIace from Asus. And I say surprisingly because nobody really talk about this mouse. Even on Amazon, there are no reviews on Amazon.com. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's jump in. Okay, now you see the three mice side by side, and I'm trying my best to give you a good shot of the three at the same time. So first I'd like to say why I organized the three mice this way is because I like the Deathadder V3 hyperspeed the most, and the second one I like is the Pulsar, and lastly is the Asus. Sadly, the Asus is in the last place, even though it looks that good, but I don't think I will give points for a mouse just because it looks good. I want to talk about shape first. The best shape out of these three is the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed, and surprisingly, not only this shape is good in comparison between these three, it's actually one of the best shapes I've tried. So I want to give you a good shot here. How I can describe this shape: it's long, okay, and slender. It's very narrow between this area. So if you try to grip the mouse this way, where you can squeeze between the thumb and pinky, it's very comfortable. And mainly there is a contacting point here and here. So I really think it's important that a mouse can touch your lower palm area as well as the knuckle area. So I like a mouse contacting these two, and I think this is where I can aim better and hold the mouse better in comparison to the Pulsar. So the Pulsar has an okay shape, not enough contact here, and also not enough contact here. So I think the hump is raised toward the knuckles more on the hyperspeed than the Pulsar. So I find it a little bit difficult to hold the mouse. And I know a lot of people compare this mouse to the EC2 from Zowie. Definitely I like the Zowie more than the Pulsar. Nonetheless, it feels okay in hand, even though it looks bulky, but actually it's narrow between the pinky and the thumb. Not as narrow as the hyperspeed, but it's okay for you to hold it this way. It's okay to hold it aggressive claw or relaxed, but I feel my hand is locked in more on the Deathadder. Alright, so let's talk about the Keris 2. Keris 2, sadly, it has a terrible shape. Not enough contacting points here and here, even worse than the Pulsar. So I would describe this shape as fat here between the thumb and pinky, and it's short. So I don't feel comfortable holding this mouse. It's more difficult for me to hold this mouse than other mice, and I think it's suitable for you to use this mouse if you have a small hand. I have medium sized hand, so I think if you have a large hand or medium size, you better stay away from the Keris. It's not gonna be comfortable. And I think this is what I like to say about the shape. Fat and short. You could say medium, and this one is slender and narrow, and this is the best shape I tried, and this is actually my main mouse now. Okay, so second point I'd like to say here is the coating. Now I know my Deathadder look weird, and this is because I applied a grip tape. So the Deathadder, it's like the budget version of the Deathadder, even though it's the best, and I don't know why they didn't make it more premium than this. Razer usually include stickers for their Pro mice, and I think this mouse is actually Pro, but it didn't come with the 8K and 4K dongle, so I had to buy that separately, and also I had to buy grip tapes. So I bought them from Pulsar, and I don't really recommend them because they're a little bit thick, so I didn't use the stickers for the buttons or the body on the side. It's just because I feel the mouse would get bigger, but placing the stickers this way, it gives me enough contact here and I can grip the mouse more. So I think it's very good that I came up with this setup. And actually these stickers are not for the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed, they're for the Deathadder V3 Pro. So even though that the stickers are not the same size, the Pro and the Hyperspeed have different sizes, but you can, I think, customize the stickers. For example, you see these two small stickers, they're supposed to be for the side buttons on the Pro version. Funny enough, it works for me to hold this mouse, and I really like how this mouse plays in my hand. The shape helps, the sticker also help. Coating for this mouse, it's very similar to, if not the same as the Viper V3 Pro. It feels like I don't know if you have you touched a snake before. This is how I imagine myself when I touch this mouse. It feels like snaky a little bit. It's not as good as the Zowie or the Vaxi, but if you have a dry hand, I think it will be difficult for you to grip this mouse, so you definitely need stickers. But I think for most people it will be grippy enough, so as you play more your hand will get sweaty and it will get grippier. So coating on this is very similar to the Viper V2 Pro, plasticky, but you can grip it and you don't need really stickers. The Keris came with stickers, and these stickers are actually very good. They're very grippy. It also feels like touching a snake, and I wish Asus made these stickers available for other mice. I would definitely buy them. They're very thin, and they don't feel like they add more dimension to or thickness to the mouse. Yeah, these stickers are the best. And lastly, the pulsar coating. I think it's the worst out of these three. If I have to describe the coating on the pulsar, it's similar to the Superlight from Logitech, but worse. It feels plasticky. It tried to be smooth as the, for example, the Superlight, but I think it's worse than, less grippier than the Logitech Superlight. Okay, so another point I would like to talk here is the placement of the side buttons. I think it's important to talk about the placement of side buttons, because when I tried using the side buttons on the Keris 2, I actually died a few times because I couldn't press on the side buttons. The placement are not as good as the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed, and also I find it more difficult to press the side buttons on the pulsar. You can see like how high the side buttons are. My thumb would be placed here, and you have to move to cover more distance than, for example, the beautiful mouse that I have here, the Deathadder. The placement is just right. It's easier for you to click the side buttons, and this is also because the Deathadder has the best shape. I think if you have a medium size hand or even large, the Deathadder will never disappoint you. If we want to just compare not the placement, just the side buttons, I think they all have good side buttons. Like if you like to hear how the Deathadder sound, and this is the pulsar. And this is the Keris. So you can hear that the pulsar has the clickiest side buttons, but they all feel okay, but the placement definitely different. The next point here is the scroll wheel. For me, scroll wheel is never really that important, and I don't really pay attention to it that much. I don't use it much in gaming. I know some people care about it, but I think the Keris has the best one here. It's the smallest, and I like the scroll wheel to be small. And Deathadder, I would say it has the medium size, and the pulsar, of course, you can see it has the biggest one. And which one is the easiest to use? I think the Deathadder has more of a, it's coming out more than the Keris. Yeah, definitely the Keris is kind of hidden, and but it doesn't mean that the Keris has bad scroll wheel. I actually like it more than the other two. And if you like to also listen to the scroll wheel, this is the Keris. And this is the pulsar. And this is the Deathadder. So the Deathadder and the Keris, they feel a little bit rubbery, and the Keris feels more fixed than the Deathadder. And obviously the pulsar has a metallic one. It's a very beautiful scroll wheel, and you can hear, I don't know if you can hear when I tap it. It's actually not plastic, it's metal. So it definitely looks beautiful, the scroll wheel on the pulsar. I think it outclasses these two in terms of how good it looks, but I think it adds a little bit of weight because it's metallic as well. Okay, so the next point I'd like to talk about is the clicks. I think clicks, they all have good clicks. I think mice in 2024, they improved their performance, improved the clicks. So if I try to see which one has a post or pre-travel, so I've been using the Deathadder for a month, and clicks have been just amazing. So now I will try to do a pre and post travel test. So there is like a slight pre-travel, post-travel 0, but I think it doesn't really matter when you play games. You don't feel it, and the clicks are very similar to the Viper V3. So this mouse wins almost every category. It's crazy good. So let's see the pulsar. So I've been using this for just a few days. Yeah, so also again there is a slight pre-travel but no post-travel, but again it doesn't affect the game performance. The Keris, so there is a slight pre-travel and a slight post-travel, but I think they all have decent clicks. And if I have to choose which clicks are the best, I have to go with Deathadder. This mouse is a pro mouse in my eyes. It's not a hyper speed. Usually the hyper speed are budget, but they have the same clicks as the Viper V3. And if you like a sound test, I will get it closer to the mic. The pulsar. And the Ace Keris. And also I forgot to do a sound test for the scroll wheel. You can barely hear the clicks on the pulsar for the scroll wheel. So I guess this wraps up everything. Now I would like to say which one you should buy. So obviously this wins every category. I think the clicks are good, the shape, the coating, it's a crazy mouse, and I can't think of something that this mouse is missing. This mouse is a winner. Probably it needs to come with the dongle, the 8K dongle, and it needs to come with stickers. Other than that, I perform really good with it. The shape is it's just fun to use. So buy this if you're in the market for a new mouse, whether you want to just buy an Ergo mouse or ambidextrous. I think you just go ahead and buy this mouse, because I actually don't have enough experience using Ergo mice. I just at the beginning I thought that they're a little bit difficult to adjust to, because I used to palm grip them, and I think palm grip is not the way to use Ergo mice. So even though that you might not be interested in Ergo mice, I think you have to try the Deathadder hyperspeed version. And what about this mouse, the Pulsar, the EC2 clone? I don't think it's the EC2 clone, even though that there are some resemblance between them. I think the EC2 is better. So if you have a Zowie EC2 and you're happy with it, there is no need for you to buy the Pulsar. Just stay with Zowie, keep using it. But if you're interested in buying the Deathadder, then yes, I would advise you to do so. And weight-wise, it feels heavier, definitely, out of these three. The Pulsar feels the heaviest, and these two feel light. But the Keris feels like, because of the odd shape, it feels like there is some off-balancing in the weight. The curve here, it feels like it's not natural for me to feel the hump here, because it feels like there is like a slope. It's going this way. It feels like my hand is going in this posture other than flat. So I don't know why they went with this weird shape. And I think if you want to buy the Keris 2, it's suitable for people who have short hands, small hands, and I don't think it's suitable for someone who have, for example, big hand. So I don't recommend you buying the Keris 2, but the Keris 2 actually surprised me because it performed good in games. So I noticed that my aim is faster, or my tracking is faster, and I did have some good moments with Asus to Keris, but I felt that the shape is hindering my aiming, and that's why I tried to go back to my main mouse, the Deathadder Hyperspeed. There are also some other great Ergo mice in the market: the Deathadder V3 Pro, the Lambda Thorn, and as well as the Vaxis AX. Well, I don't really think these mice as good as the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed. You could say the Deathadder V3 Pro is a little bit big, bulky. It has a nice hump, but the shape of the Hyperspeed is more refined and fits better in hand. The Lambda Thorn, I don't think it's the best Ergo mice because I think the shape-wise you get a better shape on the Hyperspeed, Deathadder Hyperspeed, and for the Vaxis AX, I think it's an interesting mouse. I think the shape is good, but coming at 73 grams or 75, it's a little bit something unusual in 2024. Mice nowadays, they weigh at 50 grams or less. So I think the Deathadder V3 Hyperspeed is really the best mouse you can buy in 2024. Thank you guys for watching, and if you liked this video, I hope it was educational. I hope now you know which mouse you like to try and help you in your gaming. Please don't forget to subscribe and like my video.